Coach Jack Greathouse and the Lancaster Golden Gales have had a very successful season and a 20-4 record. Of the Gales' 4 losses, 2 are to the Newark Wildcats. The Wildcats also handed the Gales their only home loss this season. The Pickerington Tigers took care of a possible rematch with Newark by soundly beating the Wildcats in the 4th quarter. Coach Pete Liptrap had some concerns about his team when they were down 28-21 at the end of the 3rd quarter, but Scott Davis found his stroke and the Tigers went on a 17-3 run. Coach Pete Liptrap goes for his 100th night on the TV8 High School Regional Final. From the State Fairgrounds in Columbus, Ohio, it's the Division I Regional Final, the Pickerington Tigers at the Lancaster Golden Gales. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to the State Fairgrounds Coliseum. Paul Cox, along with Mark Munchbishop, the final stage tonight, the regional final before the really big show next week at St. John Arena. The winner tonight plays there next week. Well, Pickerington has already reached one milestone. They've advanced farther in the tournament than any other Pickerington boys team ever has. They've done it as a Division I team. They hope for another milestone tonight. With a victory tonight, Pete Liptrap will have his 100th win at Pickerington. Well, Pickerington's offense through the tournament has been adequate, more or less. What's really gotten it done for them is defense.
Oh, Paul, you talk about the great defense for Pickerington. You got to talk about the guys down low, Matt Fitzgerald and Brad Gill. Now, let's look back 2 games. They totally shut down Antonio Watson, one of the greatest players in the history of East Warren. He'll be an Ohio State Buckeye. He'll be a good one at that also, but also his counterpart, Shamaki Walker. They totally took away that inside game. Then we flipped to the Newark game last Tuesday. Jeff Quackenbush did not even reach double figures, and he's one of the premier players in the games. Quackenbush does a great job, but they also shut down the Quicksilver fast Bobby Sellers. So not only the big guys underneath, Fitzgerald and Gill, but watch the guys out top. They look like they're playing a 2-3, but one of those top guys will jump out on the guy with the ball, so they do a good job on that, and they're always hustling, 4 or 5 guys, always crashing the boards. But, Paul, we still can't dismiss the offense of Pickerington. Good teams win basketball games, that's evident. Very good. Come back, they chip away at leads if they're down, and they win games. But great teams, such as the Pickerington Tigers, come back in a spurt. They were on the mat last week. Newark had them knocked down. They jumped up and gave the KO punch to the Newark Wildcats. They'll be looking to do the same tonight for the Lancaster Golden Gales.
Well, the Lancaster Golden Gales attracted a lot of attention early on with a 10-0 start. They have been in the top 10 in the wire service polls throughout most of the season. They're built along classic lines for a basketball team. The power is in the post. Greg Cave and Tim Cave at 6'8".
Well, Paul, the thing that impresses me about Greg Cave, not only does he post up low nicely and get some easy hoops, some very high percentage baskets, but also he spots the open guy cutting to the basket. He'll pass the ball off to him, and Lancaster in turn will get a lot of easy hoops. But something else about this team, you look in the box scores week after week. Oh, Cave is always up there. He's their leading scorer. But all the time, there's a second guy that's right next to him, but it's not always the same guy. Sometimes it's Muck, who's not even starting tonight. Sometimes Dilly, Bucky Triplett. So they have a lot of guys that can chip in. And something else that you're going to see, too, is Henwood down low. You think Fitzgerald's a bruisers down there for Pickerington. Henwood's another guy. He's a wide body, and he's ferocious on the boards.
How about the key matchups tonight?
Well, Paul Cox, I have 2 key matchups, one for either team. For Brad Gill and Matt Fitzgerald, it's simply keeping Cave and Henwood not only off the boards, but out of the scoring column and watching them passing the basketball. And for the Lancaster Golden Gales, for them to blow through the Fairgrounds Coliseum tonight, plain and simple, they got to stop.
Gales for the trip to St. John Arena. We'll be back for the tip-off after this. Paul Cox and Martin's Coliseum. It is in all Fairfield County regional final. Lancaster, the Fairfield County seat. Pickerington on the western edge of Fairfield County. Both teams have 20-4 records up to this point. Lancaster was 5-3 in the tough Buckeye Central Conference. They finished second in that conference. Pickerington 11-3 in the OCC Capital Division, tied for first with Hilliard. Now we're going to meet the starting lineup.
First young man who had 9 points in the semi-finals of the regional, Steve Birch. 9 points last Tuesday.
And starting in one of the guard positions, Bucky Triplett for Lancaster. Bucky Triplett, a senior, averages 5 points a game.
Starting guard for Pickerington,
other guard for Pickerington is Troy.
He'll wear number 30 tonight, averaging 6 points a game. Spieth is 72% free throw shooter.
Oh, Paul, he has his game face on this evening.
Pickerington, number 52.
Now here's the big guy in the middle for the Tigers, Brad Gill. 4 points Tuesday night, but just played a whale of a defensive game. Once again, Quagga-Bush limited to 8 points Tuesday night.
Here's the once a game. Also pulls down 11 rebounds a game.
Oh, he's a good one.
Forward for Pickerington, number 30, Scott Davis.
Oh, here's the man, 15 points in the semifinal of the regionals, but most importantly, 8 of those coming in the fourth quarter.
Bill Dilley out next. Bill Dilley for Lancaster, averaging 10 points a game. Also 3 assists a game.
And the other forward for Pickerington, number
Well, here's a man who reached double.
Tim Henwood at the forward position, average of 10 points a game. Also averages 7 rebounds.
Oh, you were right. As we look at the coaches, Coach Pete Liptrap going for his 100th victory. Oh, Coach has the same tie on tonight, Paul. And there's a great coach, Jack Greathouse.
Greathouse, third year at Lancaster, lifetime record of 154.
For Lancaster, he came out. I thought Fitzgerald was big.
join at the singing.
That'll be quite a battle underneath tonight. Tournament here tonight. This place is packed and more folks coming in. Now the officials for tonight's contest: Gary Huber, a teacher and an athletics director, and Bill Alford, an executive with IBM.
Regional winner, Friday.
And of course, you get to this level, the teams are better and the officials are among the best in the state. As of today, only 8 teams left in Division I after tonight.
As the viewers look at the screen, half-court line to the right, the Pickerington fans, half-court line to the left, the Lancaster fans. Reason being, in the second half, each team will be shooting their free throws into a partisan background. I like that idea. I think more colleges should do that.
Not a bad idea.
You ready, brother?
I am ready. I've been ready. I was born ready.
You and me both, baby. I'll tell you what, if I felt any better, I'd be twins, Paul. I walked into Fairgrounds Coliseum tonight.
Oh, Greg Cave and Brad Gill to jump it up, and Cave controls Lancaster. The first possession of the ball game. Just underway, regional final. There's Henwood with the basketball. Pickerington likes the zone defense and is using it right now. From the side, there's Cave, spun it off.
And Paul, Cave was boxed out nicely. He went to move to the baseline. Did you see Fitzgerald and Gill both cut the baseline off on him? And for the Golden Gales, yes indeed.
Tigers on their first offensive position. And it comes to Fitzgerald, a little half hook there.
Oh!
Cave with his first rebound of the ball game.
Big sweeping rebound for the Caveman.
Got a big wingspan. Cave at 6'8". No score, just underway, about 40 seconds gone. That is triplet.
Lancaster not in any hurry, Paul. They want to work things around.
Cave from 16 passes to the baseline. The shot and the foul. Spieth will go to the free throw line.
And Paul, that's exactly what I talked about in the pregame. Cave came out high and caught the man cutting to the basket. He did it nicely.
Number 14.
There's Spieth going to the hole. Steve first jumped in, and Steve will pick up his first personal foul of the game.
Well, they could have picked a couple of Pickerington Tigers. Gerald was leaning on him too, but Spieth picked up the foul down low. Cave's good free throw shooter. Tops on his team 78%.
Can't do much better than that.
As a team, they're shooting 70% from the free throw line. Lancaster Golden Gales, 20 victories, 4 defeats in the season, and there's the first point of the ball game.
Paul, let's use Scotty Davis with the Gales going to that man-to-man.
Davis. Bob Spieth, and it went off his fingertips. Now it was tipped off his
Paul,
fingertips.
Scotty Davis was also down there. Scotty Davis and Spieth fighting for the rebound, and it goes to the Golden Gale. 1-0 Lancaster, 6:45 to play in the first period.
And Spieth will pass it over the timeline to Triplett. Working against that Pickerington zone. There is Cave Henwood now from 14. And picked up in there with the shot. There's Dilly, and tipped out to Scott Davis.
Good defense, though. Lancaster had two guys drop back quickly. That was Triplett and Spieth.
Davis from 17. Loose basketball picked up by Triplett. And Triplett, the long lead pass, and it's going to be out of bounds. Passed it behind Bill Dilly, the man for whom it was intended.
Oh, it looked like Bernie Kosar on the run that time, trying to hit Webster Slaughter, and of course it wasn't complete.
Well, this early in the ball game, it's reasonable to take a chance.
Hey, I would have gone for it. You have to, my friend.
Yep, you had him out there. Just didn't hit it. Yellow carnations for all of the Lancaster Golden Gales coaches.
They look dapper.
Ringhizer fires it into the corner for Scott Davis. Bounced in now.
Oh, but Gale took an extra stop. Yes, he did.
Well, Gale with the lay-in, but do not count it because he traveled before the shot.
Big Brad did have Henwood taken to his side, but he needed an extra step to do that.
And so 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter of action in this regional final, and just 1 point on the board thus far. There's Henwood way out high. Triplett.
Oh, first almost got to that loose ball.
Yep, Spieth almost lost it.
Oh, look at Gill. He's coming out on Cave.
And for Henwood. Yep, Gill's keeping Cave, fronting Cave, and keeping Cave well away from the basket so far.
Well, Big Brad's a great defensive player. We've seen that as he's bested two of the premier pivot men in Central Ohio, Watson and Quackenbush.
There's Dilly. Very deliberate half-court offense right now for Lancaster. Really, that's the style of both teams. They don't run a whole lot. There's another throwaway as
Lucky Triplett, though, Paul, went to cut towards the basketball, and I think he got stuck on something on the court, or maybe just wasn't able to cut. Maybe there was a wet spot down there.
could have caught a seam. The floor is slightly uneven.
That's what I think it was, because they're not down there with the towel.
So the Tigers catch a break, and the Tigers have the basketball. 1-0 Lancaster. Bounce back out for Davis. Now in for Fitzgerald.
Oh, good job of defense that time by Cave, Paul.
Sure was.
Oh, look at that swarming zone defense by the Golden Gales. Good move.
And first drives, misses, and Cave rebounds.
Oh, I like Greg Cave.
Major presence. Beautiful feed to Henwood. And it's 3-0.
Speed made that happen, but Henwood went to the hole nicely, Paul. That's another easy basket. We talked about the Golden Gales get quite a few of them. 4:25 left in the first period. 3-0 Lancaster.
Davis double teamed and gets it to Ringhizer for three-point.
Oh, no, they gave him two, Paul.
Two?
They gave him two.
Oh.
I'll tell you, I thought he was outside the CBA circle that time.
Where I sat, that looked like a three, but we won't argue with him too much, and neither is the Pickerington bench. 3-2 the score. Lancaster on top by 1. Now Triplett from the baseline. Won't go for it.
Oh, Brad Gill, don't be tipping that towards the hoop, brother.
He almost tipped it in the opposing basket.
Oh, look at Firsch. He's a magician with the basketball.
First got off to Davis on the near side.
Scotty Davis had a shot there, Paul, and he opted to pass the ball back out.
Well, Davis maybe having memories of the game the other night in which he was told there's a...
Oh, yes, I saw it. Good whistle out there by Gary Huber. Good whistle.
And Pete Liptrap is talking to his players, not to the official.
Right. You know, Paul, simply a mental error that time. You have to eliminate mental errors to win at this level of play.
Well, call it the jitters, whatever you want to call it. Both teams a little bit flat right now.
Oh, Gill and Cave still banging at it down low in the post.
Neither team moving particularly well offensively as Henwood shoots and scores.
Well, Paul, Henwood shoots in 10-1 a game. He figures, well, heck, if they're going to free up Cave, they can't let Henwood down low either. Fitzgerald's going to have to keep an eye on him.
Henwood shooting 53% from two-point range this year. Doesn't shoot it at all from three-point range as Firsch guns it up from the top, and here comes Triplett. It's a 3-on-2 break, but Triplett's going to pull it up and reverse the ball to the other side. Shot by Dilly misses.
There's Ringhizer crashing the boards.
Guards have gotten a lot of rebounds for the Tigers thus far in the first quarter. Under 3 minutes to play. Pickerington trying to tie. That's a three attempt for sure. Gill with the rebound, and Gill dribbled it along the baseline.
Oh, I'll tell you, I think Brad Gill got hit from behind that time. It pushed out of bounds.
Traveling was the call. Let's see if we can detect the push here. A little bit of a hand check there, but too many steps before he put the ball on the floor. Found himself caught underneath.
2:40 left in the first. 5-2 Lancaster. The Golden Gales up over the Pickerington Tigers. Division I Regional Finals.
In the cave now, puts it on the floor against Gill and overshoots. And there's the rebound, Fitzgerald.
Oh, I'll tell you what, if there's an all-defensive team, Brad Gill is waving the banner on that one.
Well, Gill's done a good job so far on Cave. Well, conversely, Cave has done a pretty good job on Gill. Here's Gill with the ball again. Is going to kick it back out to Fursh in the corner for Ringheiser. Tipped away. Fursh grabs. Gill.
Oh, nice spin move for Big Brad.
And Henwood knocks it loose, and it's picked up by Cave.
Boy, Fitzgerald scrapping that, but he went against 4 Golden Gales that time.
Well, we know it's going to be a monumental battle underneath tonight, and that's exactly the way it has been through the first 6 minutes of action. Under 2 minutes to play. There's Spieth missing the rim. And Gerald saves, but right into the hands of the Lancaster Golden Gale. That is Spieth.
Paul, it almost doesn't seem fair that you get that bad a shot off and you get the ball back. You should be penalized for a break like that.
Dilly will pass off to Triplett. So they're working it around the perimeter right now with the wingman.
Oh, now look at Henwood. Henwood's all by himself down there. They got to tighten up on him a little bit, but he's dangerous.
Lancaster has been extremely deliberate on offense. Well, we've got a low-scoring game. And the Cave now, but double-teamed immediately. Great help on Cave. There's the shot by Dilly. Misses everything. Bounces off the top of the board and is poked out of bounds. A minute 13 to go first quarter. The score is Lancaster 5, Pickerington 2. Back after this. Very low-scoring first quarter here at the State Fairgrounds Coliseum in the regional final. Paul Cox with Mark Munch Bishop. Glad you could join us tonight. We're seeing a whale of a defensive struggle right now from two-point range. That is Troy Ringheiser.
Well, you know, Troy looked over at Gary Huber as if to say, hey, watch me when I'm launching these because I'm near three-point range. 5-4 Lancaster, 45 seconds left in the first.
Ringheiser has
there's Brad Gill.
Took away by Gill from behind, and picking it up was Davis, but credit the steal to Gill. Now in the corner for Ringheiser. Ringheiser dribbled it off his foot and picked up the loose ball.
Scotty Davis open on the wing.
And Fursh directing traffic. Maybe you saw him put the finger in the air. That was a signal for Davis to cut across the lane.
And look at Triplett watching him out of the corner of his eye.
19 seconds to go. Now Ringheiser. Pass back in. There's Fursh.
Oh, you want to get a shot off here. You don't want to waste a trip down court.
9 seconds to go in the quarter. There's Ringheiser. 3 points. At the buzzer, that's going to be close, but it missed just to the right.
Big basket there by Ringheiser, Paul. He has all 7 Pickerington points at the end of 1 period of play. The Pickerington Tigers 7, the Lancaster Golden Gales 4. 5. Paul,
7-5 Pickerington.
In my excitement, I had 7-4, not taking anything away from this great Lancaster team. I do want to point something out, though. I was watching Coach Jack Greathouse, and it confused me as to the score. He was livid that his players did not have a hand in the face of the guy who had all the points so far for Pickerington, and to let him launch a three-pointer like that, wide open, Paul.
Well, Scott Davis is the guy who gets all the publicity, but Troy Ringheiser had 7 points in that first quarter. That was all the scoring for Pickerington.
Oh, Triplett yells. Whenever Davis cuts through, they direct somebody to get on him. Scotty was frowning that time because he was open in the corner. He had the black bag out. He was ready to make a house call.
Into Gill. Gill dribbling into the lane.
Oh, he was fouled. Good move.
And Cave's going to be called for the personal. That's going to be number 1 on Greg Cave.
Now, Paul, I'm not just telling you this. You've worked with me for quite a few years. But I was going to say, I want Pickerington to start going to Gilmore as you see him move strongly to the hole, because I think that if he goes to the hole more, it's going to bring that Lancaster defense in a little bit, and then Davis is going to get the shots from outside.
Or Ringheiser.
Yes, indeed.
He makes it 8-5. 3-point lead, Pickerington, biggest of the afternoon. Shooting in the first quarter, Pickerington 3 of 10, Lancaster 2 of 10. So you can see what a defensive battle this has been. 4-point lead, Pickerington 9-5. Low-scoring battle so far.
Oh my, Cave and Gill are just going that. What a wonderful matchup down low.
Henwood with all the time in the world, but misses. There's another rebound for Steve Fursh.
And Fursh has 3. This little guy, the smallest guy in the court, has 3 caroms tonight.
In the corner for Ringheiser. Ringheiser, he's drawing a lot of attention. Kicks it out for Davis. Three-point attempt. That's going to miss. And going to be a loose.
Oh, look at Brad Gill go out there.
Oh, somebody got a hand on it. That should have been a Lancaster hand. It'll be Pickerington basketball.
Look at Bucky Triplett. He wants a basketball. That's a Golden Gale for you. That's a scrapper. That's a hustling basketball player. Bucky Triplett, number 14.
Davis to inbounds. Got it to Gill, playing like a man possessed tonight. There's the pass into Gill again. Double team, traveled with it. Yep, backed in. Got a little bit of a stutter step there. He tried to back cave in toward the hoop and traveled with the ball.
Well, Paul, he's serving note, though, that he's going to go to the hole. Watch 52 and 52. Watch a couple of 52s going at it if you have a chance. Everyone watching us on TV8 and all the wonderful cable systems in Central Ohio.
Henwood watched by Fitzgerald. There's another key defensive matchup tonight. Along the baseline for Henwood, but he has to kick it back outside. There is Greg Kay. Got it to Triplett in the corner, now to Speed.
You know, Cade's trying to set some picks for the smaller guys down there, too. He's a tough young man.
Right now, the Lancaster offense is bogged down. Pickerington on a 7-0 run. Lancaster has scored only 5 points. Henwood trying to feed in low to Cave, and Cave was shoved from behind by Gill. So the fouls and the big man have now evened up. That's the first one on Gill.
Well, you know, Paul, defensively, Pickerington even showing signs of a man dropping back into zone at times, but that time they jumped out on people. There you see the Columbus Horizon logo on the stanchion of the basket.
Pretty soon you'll be seeing the Columbus Thunderbolts logo in this arena. We're going to be talking to Thunderbolts coach Dave Wenham at halftime.
Oh, is that a fantastic game? Arena football coming to Columbus.
So Pickerington continues, or Lancaster rather, continues to work against that Pickerington zone with a deliberate offense. A three-point attempt handed. That is Bill Dilley. And Bill Dilley, a 48% shooter from three-point.
Oh, I was going to say he shoots better from there than from field goal range. He's only 36% from the field.
Right, you are. Ringheiser.
9-8. Pickerington on top. 5:50 left in the second period. 5:50 left in the half.
Ringheiser again, bouncing it in for Gill, but Gill, look at all the attention he's drawing. He's going to shove it up there.
Oh, yeah! And Paul, I'm going to tell you something. Bill Alford was watching his feet. His eyes were glued to Brad Gill's feet that time.
Yep. But he had him down. 11-8 the score. There is Cave is going to use, well, I thought he was going to use the glass, and it's tipped right back to Ringheiser. So here comes Pickerington.
Paul, look what First does. He moves the ball to the center of the court. He's the general. That way he can see everything that's going on.
First drives and scores.
Oh, my.
That's a 5-point lead now for Pickerington.
Paul, that was like a hockey slap shot from Brett Hull that time. Coming in on the crease.
I think Brett Hull shoots as hard as his dad did. I don't think anybody ever shot that hard.
No. I got a story to tell you about that later in the game.
13-8 the score. Pickerington on top. Lancaster ball reversing the ball. But Spieth could not get a shot away.
Well, we're here for high school basketball, the regional finals, Division I, only on TV8. That's the only place you're going to see games like this.
Cave double team, couldn't get the shot away. There's the drive by Triplett, and somebody got a leg in, and Triplett almost went sprawling.
Paul, somebody did get a leg in, but I got to tell you something. The Buckster that time looked a little out of control as he went into the paint.
50, Matt Fitzgerald.
Now there you see Buck. He already was airborne there, and Fitzgerald jumped in, but Bucky, hey, good move if you can draw the foul like that, my friend.
I went against Fitzgerald. Just 3 team fouls, so no foul shots yet. Just 1 team foul on Lancaster. There's Henwood with a turnaround, and the rebound tipped out by Ringheiser, and it's going to be scooped up out there by Bill Dilley. Looking to Coach Jack Greathouse for instructions. Things have gone very slowly offensively for both teams.
Well, I don't think those are yellow carnations. I think they're golden carnations.
Golden carnations for the Golden Gales of Lancaster. There's Triplett up with a right hand from 15. Cave kept it alive, but
look at Firsch again. Oh my, is he something? He's Napoleon out there. He's staying away from Waterloo too, I'll tell you that.
Ringheiser from 3. He's been deadly. Missed that one though, and it goes over the backboard, and it'll belong to Lancaster.
Must have bounced off the clock that time.
Yep, hit the clock and then bounded down. So anytime you hit anything behind the backboard, the ball's out of play.
Paul, the leading rebounder tonight for both teams, Steve Firsch at 5'11" with 4 boards.
How about that? Big men are neutralizing each other so far. There's Triplett on the far side.
Look at Cave. Look at how high he comes out, though.
Under 4 minutes to play. Triplett's got time, but doesn't shoot much from 3-point range. In fact, he only hits 10% from out there. That's why he's not going to cut it loose unless he has to.
Henwood and Fitzgerald are now go. They're going at it now.
3.5 minutes to go, first half.
Paul, you got to let the lads play underneath, though.
And from the side, Speed got it to go down, or Dilly rather. Credit the basket to Bill Dilly.
Bill Dilly had the roll that time, and he rocked it home for Lancaster. 13-10, Pickerington on top, 3:15 left in the second.
Dilly, one of 3 Lancaster Golden Gales, averaging in double figures. And there's a throwaway for Pickerington, a rare unforced error for the Pickerington Tigers.
Oh, Brian Rapp's over there on the sideline for Suburban News. I thought he was going to get an assist that time. I guarantee you this, if Brian Rapp would have got that basketball, he would have put one up from 3-point range. I know he would have. He's a ball hog. I played with him.
Substitution number 12.
Brian's checking there to make sure that his camera is still in one piece. Now the first substitution of the ball game for Lancaster, that's Kenny Muck. And Muck has played a lot this year for the Golden Gales, a junior, averaging 8 points a game.
8 points, and he's coming off the bench. What a true by that.
He's also a 3-point specialist, so maybe that is what Coach Jack Greathouse is putting in the game right now.
2:50 left in the second.
Muck has put it up over 80 times from 3-point range. There's Triplett missing.
Oh, another rebound for Fursh.
Yep, Fursh has got 5 rebounds in the evening, and he's the smallest player on the court right now.
Pretty soon he'll have more rebounds than I have fingers.
Now here's Ringheiser. Ringheiser again, backing in.
Well, look at that defense.
Scott Davis, I believe, who has yet to shoot tonight. Davis lost it.
You know who did that? Kenny Muck did that.
Davis in traffic, and Dilly and Fitzgerald rather, tie each other up.
Paul, did you see Kenny Muck, though? He swatted the ball, and Scotty Davis shot by him.
Timeout on the court. 2:26 to go. Second quarter. There's the score. Back after this. Paul Cox and Mark Munch Bishop back at the State Fairgrounds Coliseum, where Pickerington leads by 3. Lancaster with a basketball.
And the first substitutes of the game for Pickerington, Jason Abbott, 40 is in, and Tenaglia at 22 is in.
And Cave misses everything, but on the other side is Henwood, and Henwood with a stick foul.
Oh, Henwood keeping him in this game. Surprisingly enough, Fitzgerald and Scott Davis are the gentlemen that went to the bench with 2 minutes now in the second. So Tenaglia 22 into the lineup, along with Abbott, number 40.
And those are probably the only substitutions you'll see for Pickerington. Now, Fursh, and Fursh. Fursh and Ringheiser have scored most of the points tonight for Pickerington.
We say here on a St. Patty's Day weekend, a rippin' O the Nets.
Nobody is wearing green out there tonight. 16-12, 4-point lead Pickerington. There's Cave with a turnaround in the paint. He's not going to miss many of those.
I'm going to tell you something. Greg Cave, from the look on his face, knew he had it that time. But you know what he did coming down court? He pointed at Bucky Triplett and said, "You made it happen, bro." 1:20 left in the second. 16-14 Pickerington.
Ball game just sailing by. Only 4 fouls called in the ball game, and not many turnovers. So both teams have taken really good care of it, and have during the regular season. There is Fursh again.
He's on fire.
Steve Fursh averaging 6 a game.
It's not a flick of the beck. It's Steve Fursh from the outside lighting them up.
4-point lead for Pickerington. Lancaster led in the early going, but Pickerington has led for approximately the last 12 minutes of play.
Oh, look at Tenaglia come away with it.
Comes up with a loose ball.
You know what? Ringheiser was there crashing over. Ringheiser battled Cave that time.
They're certainly not afraid to get down there in the heavy traffic among the big guys.
Well, interesting. Scotty Davis and Fitzgerald ready to check back in with only 35 seconds and a half.
Now Ringheiser, Tenaglia, Ringheiser again from 3-point range. 21-14, a 7-point lead for Pickerington.
Oh, you gotta love it. They got 2 of their starters on the bench.
19 seconds to go in the half.
Oh, the Tiger fans are on their feet. This is beautiful. Capital B.
But no hurry for Pickerington, for Lancaster rather. There's Triplett dribbling off on the far side, tries to force it in, and there's a foul away from the basketball.
It'll be on Troy Ringheiser, his first of the game. Paul, I'll tell you what, though, you never like to foul. You'd like to see a foul inside of 10 seconds left in the half.
Well, really, they had one to give there, though, because they're still under the limit.
I will give you that, my friend.
Well, wait a minute, though. It's going to be called as a shooting foul, and there is Coach Pete Liptrap not looking very happy about that one.
Paul, you think he was down by 7 right now. That's up by 7.
Bucky Triplett, who averages 5 a game, has not scored yet here tonight.
76% from the line for the Buckster.
Draws his team to within 6 with 2 seconds to go. And make it 5.
Wonderfully officiated first half, my friend. Wonderfully officiated.
Just 2 seconds to go as Ringheiser gets it off before the buzzer, but won't come close with that one. And that is the first 16 minutes of basketball in this, the Division I regional final. The winner here goes on to St. John Arena. The score at the end of the first half, Pickerington 21, Lancaster 16. It is 21-16 at halftime. Pickerington leading Lancaster in this Division I regional final.
And back at halftime, 21 for Pickerington, 16 for the Lancaster Golden Gales. And we have the stats, and I'll tell you what, we've got a few surprises we'll fill you in on here. Lancaster from the field, 5 of 19 for 26%. Pickerington, very good field goal shooting, 5 of 10 for 50%. 3-point range. The Golden Gales, 1 of 3 for 33, and the Tigers on fire, 3 of 7 for 43%. Now we look at the free throws. Lancaster chipping in at 75%. The Pickerington Tigers perfect from the charity stripe. Rebounding, oh, that's something. 10 for Lancaster, 13 for Pickerington. And there you see the turnovers. The Golden Gales 3. And Paul, if Pickerington didn't have 6 turnovers, I think that their lead may even be more. And I've got something to point out to you here. Steve Fursch, 7 points on 3 of 5 from the floor, 6 rebounds. He's the game leader, 3 assists, 1 steal. Scotty Davis, 0 points. But when you flip to the Lancaster Golden Gales big guy, Mr. Cave, only 2 points in the first. So the Secretary of Defense, Brad Gill, is doing his part against Greg Cave.
So basically, the guys who are supposed to be scoring the points and buckets aren't doing it tonight.
You're right, and the guys that aren't are the leading scorer, Henwood, with 6 points for Lancaster, and also chipping in 5 at halftime is Billy Dilly. Paul, I want to put...
That was a lucky triplet. Bill Dilly, Bob Speed, Tim
Paul Cox and Mark Munch Bishop back with the Division I regional final. Minor technical problem there. The Division I regional final here at the State Fairgrounds Coliseum. Division IV, Worley looks like it's on track to do it again. Worley in the regional final, defeating Tuscarawas Central Catholic. I may have written the score down wrong. 89-39. Is that
Paul,
possible?
that is correct. Now you remember the all Paul and Munch team. 4 of the 5 Worley players were on that team, and they're serving note of that to the other teams in Division IV in the state. Brother, give me 5, baby. We're getting ready for the second half of basketball.
Well, Worley in the Division IV state semifinal at St. John Arena next weekend will take on Tri-Village.
Paul, all the starters are out for both teams.
And Pickerington will start things off here in the second half. Winner of this game goes to St. John Arena next weekend.
There's Fursch.
Pickerington begins the second half with a 5-point lead.
3 3-pointers on the night, 2 for the Tigers in the first half. Oh, no.
Taken away. Ill-advised pass to the corner, and there was speed for Bill Dilly, rather, to take it away.
And once again, remember, Dilly with 5 points, the second leading scorer, so he's playing defense, too.
Now on the other end, there is Henwood, watched by Fitzgerald.
You know, Henwood had a good first step that time, but Fitzgerald got to him nicely. Oh, he spreads that body out down there, too, Paul.
Fitzgerald's done a good job on Henwood, and there is the Henwood.
Oh, look at that, Scotty Davis!
Tipped it away to the hands of Davis, and Davis all the way.
Oh, that was a pretty move, Paul. I want a stopwatch for his hang time. Scotty Davis coming alive. The doctor opens a black bag of tricks. 23-16 Pickerington.
If we get to see that on the replay, I think you'll see Fitzgerald who reached in and tipped it away.
And Paul, we said it against Eastmore. Matt does things that don't show up on the scorecard.
The first about 3 minutes of the second half, very important for both teams.
Oh, good move by Tremblay.
With the good move, got himself open, and Cave rebounded, was shoved.
No, Cave got the kill that time, Paul.
All right, it was Cave with the rebound and the foul.
Paul, I'm surprised. It looked like Greg Cave had very good position that time. And that shows the Tigers are battling. And there's a great man and a great coach, Jack Greathouse. Third year at Lancaster. 154 and 87 career there. 637.
So Pickerington on the other end with the basketball. Ringheiser lost it. And Cave lost it. It's going to be picked up by Davis. And Cave submarines Davis. And it's going to be a...
Oh, my, Paul! Jack Greathouse doesn't like that. Paul, that was hardly intentional. That was hardly intentional. I'm wondering if you even need to blow a whistle in a case like that, Paul. But you're going to see it again on TV8. And there's Scotty Davis. Well, Paul, he did trip him with his forearm there, but golly gee, in a game like this.
I tell you, I think if Scott Davis doesn't go out of bounds, there's no foul.
Golly gee, Paul. I mean, that was just hustle by Cave down there.
That's going to be the third personal on Cave, and that's costly to Lancaster as Davis gets off the shot and was called for traveling.
You know, Paul, that almost could have been a foul that time against Lancaster. Could that be a case of whistle reversal?
Yeah, could be. Could be.
I'm not allowed to say that.
Not at this level.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bill Alford and Gary Huber, these guys are two of the best, and they're doing a wonderful job here so far tonight.
They certainly are. So Lancaster basketball. Lancaster, the Golden Gales, down by 7. 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the second half in regulation time. There's a turnaround and the make by Cave.
Oh, he's sweet, Paul. Oh, you ever hear the term drug delight? That's scientific for a cave dweller. Great Cave doing his thing out there now. Officials timeout.
And something on the court. Let's take a quick timeout with 5 minutes and 57 seconds to go in regulation time. 23-18 the score. Pickerington on top. Okay, we got the right score up there now. Pickerington 23, Lancaster 18. The 5-point lead for Pickerington.
That's what it was.
Led for the last approximately 15 minutes of running time. There's Scott Davis from the top.
He squared, but just didn't get it to fall. Oh, yeah. Fitzgerald bugged him that time, Paul.
Well,
I got to call 911. That was an assault. Give me a quarter.
Absolutely no doubt on that one. Let's watch it again.
Well, Matt figured if I'm going to get somebody, I want to get good.
Matt Fitzgerald.
Well, he did get the ball away from Bill Dilley. Almost took an arm in the process. Pickerington or Lancaster basketball now. A chance to cut the Pickerington lead back to 3, and that'll be the lowest it's been in a while.
Oh, you know what? Brad Gill's got a little bit more body down there than Cave, and he's using it to his advantage. But look at Henwood's wide open. You can't leave Henwood open with 6 points.
There is Spieth with a shot.
Oh, 7 rebounds for Furch.
Furch, the smallest man on the court, has the most rebounds of anybody. That is he with a basketball, number 14, Steve Furch for Pickerington, bouncing it in for Fitzgerald, and has to kick it back outside. Ringheiser, a nice catch.
Ringheiser's the ringleader so far.
There's Fitzgerald, got himself scored.
Oh, look at Gill!
And Gill lost the rebound, but it was tipped off of his hands.
Bill Dilley
still belonged to Pickerington.
Was fighting down there with Brad Gill. And Bill a little too over anxious as Scott Davis pulls the trigger.
Bounces it in for Fitzgerald. I don't know if Fitzgerald was not expecting it or what, but he fumbled it out of bounds, and a break now for Lancaster.
And Pete Liptrap not happy with his troops on that. Paul, we mentioned that's unofficially the 7th turnover for Pickerington. Double their turnovers for Lancaster, and they're still up by 5.
There's Dilley. He's going to shoot from 2-point range off the front of the rim. Dilley follows his own shot. Cave gets it, and Cave is fouled from behind.
Well, I think Ringheiser's going to pick that one up. If he is, it's his 2nd. Detroit crashing the boards out there.
Nice move, though, by Dilley to get in and follow his own shot. Let's
the rebound. He slaps it pretty hard. Ringheiser's down low. Got him from behind.
Ringheiser picked up number 2. Greg Cave, a 78% free throw shooter.
Oh, baby.
5 points in the night.
Playing our song. Rip it, oh, the Nets.
4:42 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Irish ballad we've sung many times in the pubs of Dublin. Ohio.
Cave made them both. Now the first appearance in the ball game for J.J. Searles. Searles is a senior, averaging 2 points a game. Searles stands in at 6'4", so they lose 4 inches in height.
Oh, he's a holdover from the Thunderbolt tryouts.
I think so. A lot of guys trying out for the Thunderbolts as offensive linemen who weren't that big. Ball goes loose at the side of the court. It's still laying there.
Should be Tigers basketball. No, they're going to blow a whistle on Bucky Triplett.
Foul on Triplett. I haven't quite figured that one out yet much.
Paul, I haven't either.
Well, now wait a minute.
No, they're just going to get Pickering the ball out of bounds.
Well, maybe the heels touched the side, or the end line, or the sideline, rather, the side boundary.
Did you see Bucky, though? He nodded his head, said,
Yep.
Yes, sir. He's a gentleman. Kenny Muck back into the lineup, number 12. He's a sharpshooter.
First bouncing it into Fitzgerald.
Well, why don't they work Brad Gill down low against Searles? Searles is a good ball player, but he's fresh off the bench.
Gill back in. Gill putting it up a little bit too hard. There's a rebound to Henwood.
Well, Henwood's going to be very important now.
Now Lancaster a chance to cut the lead to 1.
Well, Henwood rips down 7 boards a game.
And possibly tie. Here comes Dilly, stopping along the baseline. It's a 1-point lead now for Pickerington.
Bill Dilly, no hesitation whatsoever. You knew he was going to go up with that shot.
23-22. Lancaster has fought its way back in. Here comes Davis.
Oh, charging foul on Scotty Davis. Henwood got planted. Henwood has him fired up.
Pretty clear that Henwood had the position established along the baseline. So Pickerington or Lancaster now. Well, that left foot maybe was still moving. Well, we had a little bit on that.
Oh, Lancaster hasn't had a lead since early in the game, and it was 1-0.
Here comes Muck, trying to lay it off to Henwood. Triplett picked it up. Triplett hits. A two-point basket.
Bucky's on fire, a 50% field goal shooter doing his thing tonight.
And Lancaster has the lead, 24-23.
At 3:20 of the third, with their big man Greg Cave on the bench.
There's Scott Davis bouncing it in for Fitzgerald. Back to Davis. Plenty of time to shoot. And the rebound to Searles, and Searles knocked his man down, and that's going to be
an elbow on Searles.
Well, he was swinging the elbow. I don't see which way it's going. Yep, it's going to be a player control foul.
Paul, I think JJ, it's not his swinging of the elbows. I think he had him up a little too high. Now look, he doesn't need to be swinging him anymore. He's going to come over. Oh yeah, Paul, that is a very, very bad foul. I know JJ didn't mean it. You got to keep him down low. No need to bring it up high like that.
Yep. So Pickerington basketball, 3:06 to go in the third quarter.
Big possession here for the Tigers. 24-23, the Golden Gales on top with 3 minutes left in the third.
Comes Furrish. Again, Fitzgerald play catch.
Bob Spieth getting ready to check back in for the Golden Gales.
There's Tenaglia, 22, he's out there.
Scott Davis back on the bench, Paul.
Now Gill had it tipped away from behind, and Dilly was reaching in on Gill, and Dilly finds himself called for the foul. It's going to be number 1 on Dilly.
Paul Dilly did some wrist that time. Look at Bucky Triplett. He's working the officials. He's working Gary Huber down low.
Neither team over the limit.
And there's Billy Spieth back into the lineup. He'll come in for Bill Dilly.
Well, they call that a shooting foul.
2 shots.
Unless Gill was swinging to go towards the basket on the drive, Paul.
Well, that was the interpretation. He's 2 of 2 from the line tonight, 4 points.
Now remember, he's shooting into a partisan background. He's shooting into a sea of purple and white.
Made the second and tied the game at 24. And that is the first time the game has been tied since the beginning. Lancaster is not straight from the game plan at all. Very deliberate half-court offense for Lancaster. Golden Gales have stayed with it, even when they were down by 7. There's Triplett with a shot from 14. Nice roll, got it to fall. 26-24. Lancaster back on top by 2.
Oh, that's what the rotation of the ball will do.
2:10 to go, third quarter. Tenaglia. To Furrish. Furrish wants to drive and lay it in.
In the land of the Giants, little Steve Furrish. Well, he's little at 5'11". Tied up again, 26-26, 1:55 left in the third. Remember, Greg Cave still on the bench with 3 personals. Scott Davis on the bench for Pickerington. Getting ready to come back in.
Now in the corner for Spieth. Spieth will pass it back to Kenny Muck, about 25 feet away from the basket.
Well, isn't that something? Sometimes when the big guys go down, the other team plays, the rest of the team members play a little bit harder.
Takes patience to attack the zone. Lancaster has shown it. There is Triplett with a shot. Going to miss that one, but the rebound.
Oh, Searles!
With the step back.
Oh, that's a rocket Gibraltar down there. J.J. Searles.
And back on top for the Lancaster Golden Gales, 28-26. Searles, far side Tenaglia. Those guards running around the perimeter right now. Here comes Ringheiser again. Down to the 1-minute mark, third quarter. Tenaglia with Spieth defending.
Lancaster hot this quarter.
Searles trying to bounce it across to Fitzgerald, and out of bounds it goes. One too many passes. Searles, I think, was open for a shot.
Oh, Paul, I don't know what happened that time. I do know that Pickerington threw the ball away, though, with 55 seconds left in the third. The Golden Gales on top of the Tigers, 28-26. Lancaster in possession.
Only 9 turnovers a game on the regular season for Pickerington, so they take good care of the ball. Now Lancaster a chance to take a 4-point lead. They trailed by 5 at halftime. 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. And it's pretty evident now Lancaster will play for the last shot as Henwood comes out from the low post out to the high post.
15 seconds left in the third period. The Golden Gales on top by 2. There you saw Speeds call a play out.
10. Got it to Muck. Muck on the drive, and Muck was fouled.
Well, it's either going to be Fitzgerald or Fursh.
Looks like Fursh got him. Muck had a step on Fursh.
Kenny Muck very quick to the hole that time. And we're going to show it to you again. No, Paul, I think it was Matt Fitzgerald jumping in.
It was Matt Fitzgerald, and that's going to be number 3 rather, on Matt Fitzgerald.
Muck shoots 64% from the free throw line.
Kenny Muck, a junior, very important cog in the Lancaster offense, even though he didn't start tonight, averaging 8 points a game, but shoots a lot from three-point range.
Paul Scott Burry is checked in for Henwood with 4 seconds on the clock. Burry, a 6-foot sophomore.
And he wears number 20.
Oh, Kenny, you can't miss both of those from the free throw stripe, my friend.
Missed them both. There's the shot at the buzzer by Tenaglia. That's going to miss. And the third quarter will end with a score. Lancaster back on top now. 28, Pickerington 26. Outscoring Pickerington 28 to make that 12-5 in that third quarter and take a 28-26 lead into the fourth quarter.
Well, rather interesting enough, Lancaster had only 5 points in their first period, but Scotty Davis has not been able to get open. He's not been able to bust. Remember, Tuesday night, though, Scott Davis erupted for more than half of his points, 8 in the fourth quarter.
Third quarter shooting, Pickerington 3 of 7,
Cave's
Lancaster
back in.
5 of 10.
There you saw Greg Cave handle the basketball.
Greg
3
Cave.
personals. Fitzgerald has 3 from Pickerington.
And a foul away from the ball.
Paul, how could you call a foul on Bucky Triplett? That's like the little kid next door. You know what I mean? Mild-mannered, innocent looking. He picked somebody off, though, coming across the lane. Those are the guys that get away with it.
And that'll be number 1 on Bucky, and we'll put Lancaster now over the limit.
Well, you know, I got an extra
on the free throw line.
Extra roll aids in my Ever Track Great House. Looks like he could use one right this second. Although his Golden Gales are on top by 2.
1-1 now for Brad Gill. 5 points in the night for Gill. 3 of 4 from the free throw line.
Oh no, Brad, you got to make that first one. And look at Henwood. Henwood's been the man tonight for the Golden Gales.
Henwood on the boards. There is Cave in the corner. 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go on regulation time. This is the regional final.
Well, Pickerington has Ringheiser guarding Dilly. Now they drop back into the straight zone. The Ringheiser is watching Dilly when he cuts around.
Cave with Gill right on top of him, so he won't be able to get up a shot. Now there's Cave in low. Got around Gill that time. Cave gets his own rebound. And back in.
Oh, very strong move by the 6'8" Brad Cave.
4-point lead for Lancaster. Biggest of the night for the Lancaster Golden Gales.
And 1 minute gone in the fourth.
There's a drive by Davis, and it looks like it's going to be a player-controlled foul on Davis.
And Davis has 2 fouls in the night, both of them offensively. Trying to go to the hole hard. I think it's Bill Dilly that gets down low. Opposition. Oh, yeah. There you saw it on TV8. We got the camera guys down there. Scotty Davis pushed off on the man. Great defense by Bill Dilly, number 24. Oh, he's a well-built young man, too. Very strong. And he took a charge that time. A player control foul from Davis.
Under 7 minutes to play, regulation time. Now Lancaster in a position to take a 6-point lead.
Well, I think they'll take some of the air out of the ball. Oh, Cave wants the ball real bad down low.
Davis tonight, just 2 points in the night, has as many fouls as points. There is Henwood with a drive and the miss.
Oh, look at Henwood with a strong carry.
His own rebound, and Henwood back up with it, and gives his team a 6-point lead.
Henwood has been phenomenal tonight.
Lancaster on a 12-3 run right now. 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go regulation time.
And we see these runs, what they can do to a basketball team, mainly propel them to the lead. Lancaster by 6. 6:15 left in the game.
Kick back out to Davis. 3-point attempt. Missed everything, and Cave was there for the carom off the glass.
Oh, Scotty didn't even draw iron that time, Paul.
Now Dilly has to kick it back out to Henwood.
Henwood
Double teamed immediately. Good help from the weak side that time by Furch.
And look at that, they're going to slow it up. You can do that when you're up by 6 now with 5:50 left in the game. Paul, what was that Pickerington run against Newark? There's about 3 minutes left.
8-0, 10-0. There's from the side. That's a two-pointer. Two-pointer by...
Oh, Coach Jack Greathouse wants a 3. Technical. No, he's going to call a timeout for Pickerington. I thought he was going to call a T on Greathouse. They're going to Pickerington timeout with 5:35 left in the game. Lancaster up 34-26.
Pickerington Tigers need to find some offense in a big hurry because they have scored 5 points in the last 10.5 minutes of play.
Paul, they have not scored yet in the 4th period with 2 minutes and 25 seconds evolved in this, the last period of play.
Meanwhile, Lancaster on a 16-3 run since midway through the 3rd quarter.
Oh, that'll knock you down.
Back to action now. Pickerington with the basketball trying to cut into that Pickerington lead, which is 8 points at this point. 34-26.
Oh, who's that?
Throwing away. That was Dilly down low. Got underneath Gill to pick the ball away.
Good ball handling by Bobby Spieth.
Now Pickerington could possibly take a 10-point lead. In for Henwood, double team. Pickerington defense picks him up.
Oh, they want Cave.
Cave dribbling along the baseline, and Gill got up and fouled it.
It'll be Big Brad's second. Once again, remember, as Cave goes to the line, he shoots 78%. Now Cave got go. Oh yeah, he got by Brad Gill, but the foul hasn't happened yet. And there's the foul.
Cave 8 points in the night, 2 of 2 from the free throw line.
Paul, Jack Greathouse wants 2 of his players to drop back to keep Pickerington from getting an easy basket.
Good look at Greg Cave, 19 points averaged on the season, a 78% free throw shooter. Also averages 11 rebounds a game, but Pickerington's done a pretty good job of keeping him away from the boards tonight.
Well, Paul, he nailed 2. Now a 10-point lead for the Golden Gales with 5 minutes, exactly 5 minutes left in the game.
Well, if there's a run for the Pickerington Tigers, it has to emerge starting now. There is Ringheiser from three-point range. Ringheiser follows his own shot. Scott Davis with the up fake. Makes sure he's set for 3 and throws it off the side of the rim.
He was afraid to shoot. You saw it in his motion that time. Scotty, you're a great shooter. You just got to launch him.
Now will Lancaster possibly take some time off the clock? Let's see if they work it around the perimeter. No, they're trying to throw it into Cave, and Cave is driving the paint.
I think first got him on the wrist. It'll be Steve's second. Oh, Paul, you don't want to send Cave to the line. He's unconscious out there now. He is fired up. He's giving it all.
Number 2 on Furch. 10 points in the night for Cave. 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Well, Lancaster 20-4 on the season. Coming into tonight's game, lost to Newark twice. Pickerington beat Newark in the regional semifinal. You figure perhaps had a leg up on Lancaster, but hey, this is playoff basketball, and previous opponents don't mean much.
Paul, now an 11-point lead, and Pickerington yet to score in the 4th period. You're not going to win that way.
A 12-point lead now for Pickerington. Good point.
Paul, Jack Greathouse motioned to his team, get back and set up and play defense. Just do what you've been doing. You get a 12-point lead doing that.
Now Furch throwing it off the glass, and there's the rebound by Henwood.
Oh, he has been a mountain of a man down there today for the Golden Gales. Timmy Henwood.
Lancaster really asserting itself defensively right now, and the wheels are starting to come off for the Tigers.
4 minutes left in the game. 4 minutes.
Pickerington scored only 5 points in the 3rd quarter. Has yet to score here in the 4th. Lancaster's basketball.
A triplet.
There's Spieth. into the corner.
Oh, you know,
Really
Paul
thrown away
Pickerington
with-
should have had a turnover.
But Cave picked it up, and Cave is going to jump it up from the side. Rolls around, rolls in. It's a 14-point lead.
14-point lead for the Golden Gales.
40-26. Now from way out high, Davis rims the hoop.
Paul, when they're not dropping, they're not dropping. You can't do much better than that.
All the way. He's knocked out of bounds. The ball was blocked. Now who got him, Davis or Gill?
I think Scott Davis went in hard on the man going to the hole that time. But what a great move to the hoop that time by Bill Dilly. Look at Dilly. He sees the net. He's driving. There's Gill. Doesn't get to him. Oh, yeah. Scott Davis bangs him man to man. And we've got another timeout. For the Tigers. Oh, once again, we're getting the bird's eye view, the Golden Gale eye view.
Yep, Davis with the foul, his third timeout on the court. And the score is Lancaster 40, Pickerington 26. 3 minutes and 21 seconds to go in regulation time. We want to take you into the huddle now. Let's take you in and listen to what Coach Pete Liptrap has to say.
Hey, Brad. Hey, we just haven't played good enough. We haven't played good enough. Are we going to give in? Are we just going to get embarrassed? I mean, if you ask me, that time, Steve, they shot, and we get back in transition. Is that the point guard's job? If we sprint back, hey, boys, you know what it comes down to is they came here to play. They came here to execute. We came here to beat them. Hey, we got time. If we score, we're going 15. We go 15. Let's compete. Let's get good shots.
Well, Scott Davis's travails tonight, 1 of 3 from two-point range, 0 out of 6 from three-point range for Scott Davis. The stroke is just not there.
Nothing mystical or magical from the lips of Coach Pete Liptrap. He's basically said, boys, you come here to win or lose the game. That's all I'm going to tell you. He did call out a play, though. He said, after we score, this is what we need to do.
Well, it's a tall order because they have 3 minutes and 21 seconds in which to score at least 14 points. And they have scored no more than, they've scored just 5 points in approximately the last 13 minutes of play.
Oh, Paul, an unbelievable drought. I'll tell you who I like down here. The soul and inspiration, as a righteous puller talked about it, Tim Henwood, a righteous player himself.
Bill Dilly missed the first, but it was a two-shot foul. And the second on the way makes it 41-26. 15-point lead, biggest of the night for Pickerington. Now, Lancaster, Pickerington is going to have to hurry up. I should have said the biggest lead for Lancaster. There is Scott Davis, now 0 of 7.
Oh, my, you can't hit one from 2 feet. That's trouble.
And out it comes to Triplett for the easy layup.
It's going to be tough now for the Tigers.
That might do it. Here comes Gill. Gill off the glass. Ball high in the air. Henwood lost it. Ringheiser picked it up and scored.
No, Ringheiser. Charging ball. Greg Cave got planted down low. Oh, my, it's going bad. It's going bad.
And that is going to be against Ringheiser, number 3.
Oh, the great thing is you're going to see Cave. He anticipates. That's the sign of a great player. Cave anticipates and steps in, stands straight up with his arms in the air. There's not a dang thing to do about it if you're driving into him.
Even though
Pickerington has missed 2 shots now underneath the basket.
And timeout called very alertly that time by Lancaster because Bob Speed was hemmed in back in the corner, and rather than commit a turnover, Lancaster calls the timeout, and that is one of the reasons they're here in this regional final.
Oh, Paul, but like I pointed out, when you're down by 15, down now by 17 points, you can't miss 2 baskets right in the paint underneath the hole. That's what happened the last time at Fitzgerald and Brad Gill. Greathouse is going to tell his troops right now.
Let's get on fit. We have a timeout. Move this guy back here. Move this guy back. Come to the ball.
Here's an amazing statistic. The game was tied at 26.
Paul, I was just going to point out,
right now.
not only has Pickerington only scored 5 points since halftime and not scored here in the 3rd period, but they have only scored 5 points, that means, since the halftime. 13 minutes and 11 seconds. Only 5 points for the Tigers.
2 of 14 shooting for the Tigers in the second half, and nothing of 7 in the fourth quarter.
Oh, Henwood's down all alone.
Nice catch by Cave.
Use that 6'8" frame. Oh, he needed it for that time. 2:35 left in the game.
Now Lancaster can take some time to run some clock.
Oh, I don't think the Golden Gales are going to take a shot from the field unless they have a man wide open underneath the basket.
Don't have to.
That's going to be number 4 on Scott Davis. Oh, my.
Davis tied up his man, and that's both teams are over the limit. And that'll put Lancaster Golden Gale at the line. That should be Bill Dilley.
Oh, Paul, both teams go into this game 20-4. Coach Pete Liptrap goes for his 100th victory today. Oh, my, the scene is set.
Dilley, 10 points tonight. That is his average on the season. 2:26 to go, regulation time.
Dilley, a 66% free throw shooter.
17-point lead now for Lancaster.
Well, the Tigers need to score now. It's not over yet, but they've got to get the ball in the hoop.
And to Gill, the turnaround, and finally broke the drought. The first basket of the quarter for Pickerington with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Too little, too late. And Spieth finds himself tied up, and it's going to be a steal by Pickerington. And First comes away with it. It's knocked away from him from behind. And things getting a bit ragged here at the State Fairgrounds Coliseum as Fursh ends up on the court. And Fursh now will be going to the free throw line.
No, Paul, the foul was on Fursh.
No, the foul was on Matt Fitzgerald.
Oh, that's Fitzgerald's 5th. Golly gee. Big Matt going to the bench. And there you see him scrambling. Matt lowers the boom and reaches in down there on Bill Dilley. And replacing Matt Fitzgerald will be number 34, Scott Weingarten, a 6'3" junior.
Bill Dilley will be at the line, 1-1.
10 points in the night for Dilley.
Paul, I'm going to tell you something. When Greg Cave went to the bench, that's when this Lancaster team caught on fire. They played more as a team. Henwood turned out to be the leader down there, and just great stellar play for all the other guys.
Scott Davis, that one's on target. And Pete Liptrap wonders where that shot's been all night.
Fitzgerald only 3 rebounds when he goes to the bench. That's not a typical Matt Fitzgerald game.
Long pass for Triplett, and Triplett will just pull it back out to reload, wait for his teammates to come down, and Triplett is fouled.
Oh, I like this Bucky Triplett. What a clean player he is. Brad Gill kind of tapped him and said, hey, I needed to foul you, man. And Bucky said, I know that, Brad.
Good sportsmanship there, and that'll put, that's number 3 on Gill. That'll put Bucky Triplett at the line, a 76% free throw shooter.
You notice something else is that Lancaster has gotten back quick enough on defense, like the last time Pickerington got the ball, and that has stopped Pickerington from getting a run. They have gotten back so quickly. You've got 4 Golden Gales down there with Pickerington even when they get a turnover.
Displaying the kind of speed they're going to have if they're going to win at St. John Arena next weekend. Triplett made them both. That's 10 points of the night for Bucky Triplett, who averages 5. He's 4 of 4 from the line.
Oh, 2 games worth of points today for the Buckster.
There's Scott Davis with a minute and a half to go now. Fursh on the drive. Fursh had a good first half, but he's not finding the range here in the second half.
Look at Henwood. Look at Henwood down there. He gets the ball and he controls things.
And there's a throwaway on the other end. Cave couldn't save, and so it goes out of bounds. It'll go back to the Tigers.
Oh, when it goes over Greg Cave's hands or through him, you know that's a wild pass. At 6'8", he can get up pretty high. 1:20 left in the game, 45-31. Lancaster on top of Pickerington.
Now Pickerington trying to conserve every second. There's Davis from the top, hits the front of the rim, and Fursh rebounds. How many times have we seen that tonight? Fursh
Look
back
at
up.
There's Brad Gill. He's going to be fouled by Henwood.
That is 8 rebounds in the night for Steve Fursh, the smallest player on the court at 5'11".
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Henwood is playing like a man possessed down underneath there. He's playing fast and furious. That's only his first personal foul of the game. A tribute to Tim Henwood.
And a timeout on the court called by Pickerington with a minute and 10 seconds to go. And we want to take you into Pickerington's huddle here as soon as we get set and hear what instructions Coach Pete Liptrap has. Let's go. Yeah, regardless of what happens, it's been a great run this year for Pickerington. The girls team made it to the regional semis. The boys team makes it to the regional finals. Boy, the Pickerington fans have had a lot to cheer about this winter.
Hey, Brad Gill going to the charity stripe. Brad only a 46% free throw shooter. He's missed some big free throws in this game.
Makes that one, though. That's 8 points in the night for Brad Gill. Gill averaging 11 on the season.
But still a 13-point lead for Lancaster. 45-32, 1:10 left in the game.
Got them both a 12-point lead now for Lancaster, which has the basketball. Pickerington will be applying the backcourt pressure, but look how neatly the pressure in the backcourt was broken. Very neat passing by Lancaster. Just work the weave, work it around the perimeter, and finally Triplett is tied up, and reaching in on Triplett was Ringheiser. That'll be number 4 on Ringheiser.
Oh, you can't see it now, but Greg Cave put Bucky Triplett aside and whispered something in his ear. 50 seconds left in the game. Cave and Henwood are back to guard against a break by Pickerington as Bucky Triplett goes to the line.
Good night for Triplett. 10 points in the night, 4 of 4 from the free throw line.
76% free throw shooter. Oh, I like this kid. He has been a source of inspiration. Oh, he turned around and pointed to Greg Cave. I think Greg Cave said, "Come on, man, you got to can one of these." Oh,
made them both. 12 points for Triplett, 47-33.
Oh, these aren't the Golden Gales, they're the Carpenters because they're nailing the coffin lid down on the Tigers.
Under a minute to play.
Jack Hanna's getting a Tiger for the zoo after this one. Oh my, Henwood up high!
Ringheiser and Henwood with a rebound. Now to Cave, and Cave's going to drive. The touch a little bit too soft. Cave got his own rebound, and he's fouled going back up.
Got Weingarten, got Cave. And First hit the deck pretty hard at that. You know what, Greg Cave wanted a jam that time, and First was just not going to let it happen.
That'll put Greg Cave at the free throw line with 34 seconds to go.
Oh, here comes some players in for Pickerington. Coach Liptrap, the class act that he is. Robbie Tenaglia coming in. Jason Abbott is checking into the lineup. Joe Ferris, number 12, will check in. We haven't seen him yet. And 33, Chris Beatner is into the lineup. Oh, there's a great player. I know Scotty Davis was a little cold today, but golly gee, if it wasn't for his play, the play of Fitzgerald, the play of Brad Gill, this team would not be here tonight.
Well, they certainly have nothing to be ashamed of.
Nothing at all,
They weren't expected to go this far. Here they are in the regional final, just a step away from St. John Arena. A lot of teams would like to be here tonight.
And we got a substitution for the Golden Gables, Jamie Gamer. Oh, Paul, look at this, that's a class act. Bucky Triplett is over there. Oh my, Paul, that sums it up. That's what this game is all about. That is sportsmanship. That is a fine young man. Only in America will you see that, Paul. Only on TV8.
And a big round of applause from the Pickerington fans as Bill Dilley then goes down.
I like that, Paul. I like that. That is a class team.
Here's Cave.
Oh my, Paul.
To 33.
I'm ready to shed a tear at such a beautiful sight as that. 32 is checked into the game.
Here comes Scott Burry into the game for Lancaster.
And Neil Schneider is checked in. Oh my, Paul, that is class.
Now Spieth checks out.
And all these players are going down to the Pickerington bench, Paul. That is beautiful.
33 seconds to go. There's Joe Ferris on the drive, and Joe Ferris scores. Joe Ferris is a sophomore. Steal by Pickerington. Nice feed from Fickner. 13 seconds to go now, 48-37, as Joe Ferris stepped in on his man. And that's going to put Scott Burry at the line. So we're seeing some of the younger folks here tonight, but Pickerington, look at them celebrate on the far side of the court as Joe Henwood, or Mike Henwood comes out.
Tim Henwood.
Tim Henwood, I know it.
Hey, baby, 3 strikes in your eye. I salvage you.
Thank you.
Batter up. Well, we like to get all the young men's names. 43 checked in the lineup. Tony Ferris. Did you get Tony? He checked in for Pickerington.
Well, let's see, I've got a Joe Ferris, and yeah, Joe Ferris is in there, and Tony Ferris is in there.
Oh, there's some free throws. Scott Curry buried him.
Those are JV players, by the way, from Pickerington right now. There is Tenaglia. 5 seconds to go now, as Pickerington's time to celebrate is over, and Lancaster's turn to celebrate now. Trap and Jack Greathouse shake hands, and Lancaster now will be moving into the state tournament at St. John Arena, the Division I state tournament, where they'll find the competition a lot tougher, undoubtedly, than they found it here tonight. 50-37. It was 28-26 Lancaster at the end of the third quarter. Pickerington failed to score until 2 minutes and 10 seconds were left in the game. Then it came up with some points, but too late for them to really count for much.
Oh, look at Jack Greathouse. He's telling his fans, you're why we're here, baby. We love y'all. The Golden Gales celebrating a sea of gold seen in the Coliseum. The purple and white filing out. But once again, the Tigers have to hold their heads high. Superb team.
And a good nucleus for a good team next year. Well, let's take time out from the State Fairgrounds Coliseum. We'll be back for the celebration, and we hope post-game interviews right after this. Final score, once again, Lancaster 50, Pickerington 37.
Let's go do whirling.
The Lancaster Golden Gales came into the State Fairgrounds Coliseum tonight and blew away the Pickerington Tigers 50-37. Let's go courtside now. Munch is there with Coach Jack Greathouse and a cast of thousands.
Once again, Paul, I feel a little guilty standing here with the victorious Lancaster Golden Gales. One of 4 teams advancing to the state regional winners. Only the second time of the history of the school that they've done this. Coach Greathouse, great job tonight, sir. And right off the bat, I have to ask you about your game plan, because whatever it was, you executed it to perfection.
Yeah, well, the game plan was to win. No, sincerely, we wanted to go out and buy a little time with our zone, keep our guys rested, and try to figure out a way to match up with our outside shooters. We did that on Davis. You know, he didn't have any points at halftime, but the other kids hurt us. You know, Pickerington's an awful good basketball team, and so then at halftime we decided we weren't getting much movement out of our offense, so we thought one way to get movement out of offense is to get some movement on defense. So we'd come out man to man, and when you coach kids like this, they make you look awful good sometimes, and they made me look awful good tonight.
I'll tell you what, they made my partner Paul Cox and I look real good. Now, I want to point out 3 tenets of your defense this evening. You mentioned one of them. You shut down Scott Davis, just an explosive offensive player. Also, your kids got back so quickly, it took away that run that Pickerington kept trying to get on you late in the game, and also you held Pickerington, and you mentioned they got some kids that could shoot from the outside. Almost 8 minutes, gentlemen, attribute your defense. Almost 8 minutes without scoring a basket. Just comments on that defense.
Well, you know, all year we've prided ourselves. We're the Gale Force. You know, you guys can call us the Golden Gales and the Gales, but we're the Gale Force, right, guys? Sure. And the Gale Force is one, we're gonna play defense, and I'm gonna point something else out. In our summer camp, we put up about 150, I think, pictures of St. John Arena, and we did that, and we said that was a dream. Well, this is for everyone, everywhere, every little kid that ever picks up a basketball. Dreams can come true, and ours is coming true next Friday night at 9:30.
Oh, yeah! Well, sure, I want to point it out, and we always mention that only in the greatest country on the face of the earth, America, will things like that bear fruition. Now, some other things to talk about. Greg Cave goes down with 3 personal fouls. You got a couple of young men that step in. Tim Henwood step up here. JJ step in here. These guys come in, and they plug up the middle, and I see some blood here on Timmy Henwood's jersey. I'll tell you what, you guys were scrapping. But what were your thoughts when you had to pull Greg Cave out with 3 personals?
Well, you know, all year we've been able to do that. Greg gets in some trouble, and sometimes I just like to pull him out and yell at him anyway. But you know, these guys have done the job all year, and I want to mention something else. It's not just the guys playing tonight, and I'm not trying to make this sound corny. It's every guy on this team that practices every day, the JV team that does it. It's everybody. It's not just 1 or 2 guys. Greg's our leading scorer, but that doesn't matter to us as long as we score. It doesn't matter who scored. This is a team effort, and it always has been. Everyone from the managers right on down to the scorekeeper and everyone, and that's how we do things here.
Well, sir, that's why really personify there is no letter I in the word team. Tim Henwood, J.J. Searles, and of course Greg Cave, the big guys down front. Now listen, the little guys out front did a great job too. Get in here. Bucky, where's Bill Dilly, Bob Spieth? You know what, something else we got to point out, when you needed a big basket, these were 3 of the guys who went to, and sir, your comment on their play this evening.
Well, they're to put it in Bucky's terms, they're money. They really are. They're clutch. You know, someone questioned this year whether we would have a point guard or not. Well, you don't make it to the state tournament without a point guard, and baby, we got one. Okay, and then you go with these guys like this. You know, when you have a triplet and a Dilly, and this is a guy that some said wouldn't play because of a broken leg after 5 games. Well, I got news for everyone. He's playing. He's playing. And this guy here, he's been clutch all year. In the last few weeks, we've worked extremely hard, and these guys know that. Hard work, there's no substitute for that, and it's paid off for us. That's why we're standing here talking to you right now.
Well, so you're doing a great job of it. Now, how do you get ready for your next game, next Friday night, one of the Final Four? What will you do tomorrow?
Well, one thing, I'll probably eat breakfast. I haven't had breakfast for a long time, but no. In all seriousness, we've seen the 2 teams. We had scouts there tonight, watching Lakota and Cincinnati Elder play, and I also have already made some prearranged connections to get some tapes. And we are the coaches. We may be making a trip toward that area to see if we can pick up some more information tomorrow and Monday. We're going to take Monday off. We're going to come back Tuesday, and we're going to get ready to rock and roll in St. John Arena.
Well, we'd love to do that. Now listen, since there is no letter I in the word team and the Golden Gales, the Gale Force, or we'll call them the Gale Storm, how's that?
Well, no,
and remember, the Gale Force, without a doubt, the Gale Force proved that today. Let's get the gals in here. Now guys, step aside. We've got a special cheer all set for all the, come on, now don't be bashful. Now how does this go? Ready?
Here we go, Gales! Here we go! Here we go, Gales! Here we go! Here we go, Gales! Here we go!
All right, wonderful job, the Golden Gales cheerleaders. Coach Greathouse, this wonderful team, goodbye. Now I'm going to do something that doesn't happen too often, but I need to get some people in here. Matt, our stat man, JP, get in here. Our general sales manager, everybody with the crew. You don't see the people behind the scenes. Now don't be bashful. Come on, step out here. Rob, get out here. We don't do this too often. You know, the last game of the season, and I've got a little bit of a speech, and I'm nervous, but I want to tell you about all the people that make us look good. Paul Cox, he's over there getting the stats all set. But just for all the viewers, for all the people, my family, Bob Lyons, my dad, whew, and just something for everybody out there that gets to watch all the games. May your happiness be measured in mountains, not mounds. May your wrinkles be from smiles, not frowns. May you spend your days with a loved one in the warmth of the sun. May you enjoy health, wealth, and happiness. And remember, every day you awake is a blessing that life has just begun. Thank you. God bless you. Paul Cox, you've got the stats. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Munch. Great interview with Jack Greathouse and the Lancaster Golden Gales. Moving on now to St. John Arena. Let's have a look at the final unofficial statistics for the ball game. Lancaster shot 39%, Pickerington 38%, but as you can see, Lancaster put up a lot more shots tonight. 33% from three-point range for Lancaster. Pickerington, a few more desperation shots there, and shot just 29% from three-point range. From the free throw line, 71% for Lancaster. Pickerington only shot 5 of 7 tonight. Brad Gill, the only Pickerington player to shoot free throws tonight. Rebounding, Lancaster out-rebounded Pickerington 26-22. Lancaster has been out-rebounding all of its opponents this year by an average of 7 a game. Turnovers, Lancaster with 10 tonight, and that is a little bit below its average. Pickerington with 16. That is almost double its average turnovers for the ball game. Now, the leading scorers in the ball game, Greg Cave for Lancaster with 15 for Lancaster again. Pickerington's Troy Ringheiser with 10 points tonight. Now our players of the game for TV8 and Fun Trail Vans. For Lancaster, Tim Henwood. Not the leading scorer as you saw, but Tim Henwood tonight had 8 rebounds along with his 8 points. 7 of those points came in the second half. So Tim Henwood, a major presence under the boards tonight, and really took over when Greg Cave was on the bench with 3 personal fouls. For Pickerington, Steve Fursh, not the leading scorer tonight, but Steve Fursh had 9 points, and from his guard position, the shortest player on the floor at 5'11", Steve Fursh came up with 8 rebounds. So a great game tonight for Steve Fursh of the Pickerington Tigers. The final score once again from the State Fairgrounds Coliseum as you see Pickerington celebrate. Lancaster 50, Pickerington 37. For Lancaster, it's on to St. John Arena and the state finals. And for the whole great TV8 crew, for Mark Munch Bishop, We've had a great season. Enjoyed having you with us. Thanks for joining us. Paul Cox, until we meet again, goodbye and good luck.